I myself have been Wiccan for a few years, but I have friends that have been in Wiccan for a long time. So Wiccan is a religion that is a little bit different from your regular religion. Yes, Wiccan is witchcraft, and it is the practice of using the earth and the spirits around us to help us in our everyday crafts. People who participate, it ranges and varies. Unlike the stereotypical thought of witchcraft being done only by women, it's actually quite versatile. It has men and women, and it accepts all genders and orientations. It is very, very welcoming. So the reason I participate in Wiccan is because of how the religion is. It's very free and open. It allows you to do a lot of stuff that you want to do, and you're not held back by a lot of rules or told what to and what not to do. It just advises and guides you on what could and what couldn't happen. Well, each state is different. Other than us not being a really big state, there's not that many big, well-known covens or groups of witches. But I'd have to say Vermont is one of the better states to do it in because it's more rural, unlike New York, which is more urbanized. Being more rural gives us the advantage of being able to connect with the earth and the goddess a lot easier than we would be able to, let's say, in a concrete jungle, because there's just not as much life, like wildlife there to connect with. The practice of Wiccan and witchcraft can be held almost anywhere, and it can be held in many different ways. It can be held by a coven, which, as I've mentioned a few times, coven is a group of witches that have come together sort of under the same ideals and beliefs and want to work together on making their crafts and their spells. It can be held in your house, it can be held at a group circle, or it can be held out in your woods. Anywhere that you can clear your mind and cleanse the area of any negative thoughts and energies is a great place to do it. Kind of a tough question to answer. What does it mean to me? Well, what it means to me is it's a religion that is more welcoming and open, especially in today's day where you have a lot of religions that go off of old terms and old rules. Wiccan has constantly been going on about these rules of accepting whoever you are, no matter what, from the beginning. It means to me that it's a nice and open place to be, and it's safe. What's interesting about it? Well, a lot of things, if we want to be broad there. It has a direct result, more or less, with what you do, because there's a lot of hands-on crafts with making spells and charms and potions and stuff like that. That's a lot of hands-on work, and you get sometimes an immediate result after creating something. And it's also more of a direct interaction because it's you yourself and the god or goddess or the gods that you believe in a direct spiritual connection. I've been in other religions or other beliefs before this that were very, very strict and very restricting of who could and who couldn't come in. But this is one of the most open and willing religions I've met so far. So here are some tall tales and rumors that I'd like to put to rest that just aren't true. One of them is that Wiccan and witches deal with the devil or Satan or Lucifer or whatever you want to call it. That is not true, actually, because a lot of the religions that we accept and that are used don't really have a Satan or a devil. Yes, they do have a god of death, because death is a natural thing that happens, but we don't worship Satan and do satanic things. No, that's a totally different religion and belief. Witches are not bad nor good. They are neutral. They use the magic and energy around them to help them. We don't put bad or good. We just want peace. We will help others with things that they need, but we will not cause harm to anybody directly. That is just not the Wiccan way. Another rumor is that, well, quite a stereotypical one, is that witches are females that ride on broomsticks and have a cat or a crow. That's not true at all. Witches can be any and all genders. We don't ride on broomsticks. Sorry to ruin your fantasy and belief, but we don't ride on broomsticks. And having a cat or a crow is more or less just having a pet. It's just a pet. It's not some sort of bad luck charm that we keep around to scare away others. No, it was a pet that we had by our side that we love. Yes, I would recommend Wiccan to people, but I wouldn't want to force them into it, because as a joke we say around, joining Wiccan is like opening up your closet that you just shove stuff into. It just comes out as a giant mess and you don't know where to go and where to start. So yes, I would recommend it to people, but I would also want them to read about it first and understand the culture and the history behind it and understand what it is before they jump in.